Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk to y'all. I done a previous video here the other day about like smaller banks, more regional, local area banks. And today I want to talk about one that's really, they're not necessarily a local bank. They would be, I guess you'd classify them more as like a regional bank. But they're a regional bank to Oklahoma and Texas, mostly. That's kind of where their bread and butter's at. But the bank I want to be talking about today is First United Bank, and they are generally located in Oklahoma and Texas. Specifically, you're looking at Dallas area, southern, southeastern Oklahoma, northeast Texas, and Oklahoma City. So I'm going to be talking about First United. They're a big local bank, but they're more of a they're not like a real big nationwide bank or anything like that. They're on the smaller scale of banks. And specifically in this video, I'm going to be talking about like their checking accounts through this bank that services mostly Oklahoma and Texas, specifically southeastern Oklahoma and kind of northeast Texas. But And while I'm talking about kind of the area and stuff, I want to pull up right here, pull up kind of their location footprint. That way, y'all get kind of an idea of the location footprint of a bank like this. As they say right here, locations over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas. So that's their bread and butter is Oklahoma and Texas. As you can see down on their map here, you're looking at you got Dallas down here, up through Dallas into Oklahoma, and then around Oklahoma City. That's kind of their main areas. They don't really branch out that far much from these areas. So they're not a big national bank or anything like that. But with that being said, let's get back into the bread and butter. Okay, so we're talking about their checking accounts. And anytime we talk about checking accounts, specifically with smaller banks, is one, information on the checking accounts are going to be one, harder to find. Two, their fees are going to be higher. Three, there's going to be a lot of times monthly service fees and stuff that you got to dig through. So if you go to a smaller bank and you want to open up a checking account through them, I highly advise you get their thin or their you get the information on the specific checking account you want and you sit there and you read through it in its entirety. Because these checking accounts I'm talking about right here, there's a lot of information that I cannot find on the website that if you went in to apply for them would be in the paperwork when you go to sign up for one of these. So if you go into a smaller bank, look into the paperwork and highlight all of the different types of fees because I'm not going to be able to disclose all of them in this video. I wish I could, but I can't do it through their website because a lot of them, quite frankly, they just don't tell you about till you go in to sign up for them. But with that disclaimer being said, let's get into it. Okay, so their checking accounts, they mainly, and I'm saying mainly because, well, smaller banks sometimes they do specials and stuff, but mainly they offer three versions of their checking account. They offer their basic checking, their secure checking, and their prestige checking. Okay, now I'm going to walk through each one. I'm going to do the highlights and then I'm going to walk through each one in this video. So to start off with, we have the basic checking. The opening deposit, in order to open the account, you have to have $100. They do not earn any interest ever, and they have a monthly maintenance fee of $3.50 for the basic. Now you can waive it, and in order to waive the basic checking, they say to waive the monthly maintenance fee for the basic checking sign up for each, or to waive the monthly maintenance fee for the basic checking, you have to sign up for e-statements, which means you won't get paper statements, Me personally, I prefer to get paper statements. So, but you may want e-statements. I don't suggest it, but everybody's different. Set up for direct deposit, comma, or have $10,000 total combined deposit balance. Now, what do they mean by 10,000 total combined? Let's say you have a CD with $8,000 with them, and you open up a checking account and put 2,000 in it. Bam, that equals the $10,000, and then the fee automatically gets waived. So that's nice. Now, if you're kind of a youngster and you're you're 17 or under, they automatically waive it for y'all. So that's nice. That's a good deal. Okay, so that's the information on that one. Okay, and then the secure checking, which is it's kind of like their middle of the road checking account. Their secure checking, there is only one use. Secure checking with ID Protect can help protect your identity. Basically, you get this checking account, they're going to give you identification theft protection subscription, which they're trying to juice something up for something that, me, in my opinion, you don't. I'm not saying you don't need it, but is it really something you're going to get a checking account to get this for? They just kind of throw it in to basically juice the checking account. And they also do it so they can charge you a monthly maintenance fee of $6.95. And no, this one does not earn interest either. And the opening deposit on this is $100, just like the basic. But if you'll notice on the secured checking, you cannot waive. There is no way that I've found to get rid of the monthly maintenance fee. They're going to charge you the monthly maintenance fee no matter how much you put in it or anything. Then their highest tier checking account that they have here is the Prestige checking. Okay, minimum opening deposit of $100. Interest earning, it does earn interest. How to waive the monthly maintenance fee? You can waive it, but the monthly maintenance fee is $7.50. Okay. How to waive the monthly maintenance fee on this one? To waive the monthly maintenance fee for the Prestige checking, you must keep a $1,000 minimum balance every single day. If it drops below that, they're going to hit you with the $7.50 maintenance fee. So, but this one is relatively, all things considered, it's relatively easy to get around this one. I say relatively, but still, if you can not spend below your $1,000, you don't pay it. All right, let's scroll on down. Okay, and then you can reorder checks. That's something that I couldn't find, or I haven't found yet, is do they charge for new checkbooks? I would assume yes. But again, I haven't found that information. That would be something if you went in, actually look through the paperwork and see if they do. And then they go, right here's kind of some of the things they offer. All the accounts offer online banking, free ATMs. They instantly issue your debit card. You can pay your bills online, mobile check deposit, pay a person, e-statements. Now, right here's something that all of the accounts offer that's kind of neat, but is it really that big of an issue? I don't know. But hey, $100 off mortgage closing. So your mortgage closing costs, they'll give you $100 off. That's not bad. Identity and cell phone protection. The only account that offers that is the mid-tier secure checking with the $6.95 unwaivable fee. The reason why they offer this is because they can collect that $6.95 fee. Which, do you really need this? You probably get some of this through your cell phone company, specifically the cell phone protection. Credit file monitoring, the secure checking, they give you that for free. So does Credit Karma. So, I mean, yeah. And then ID theft resolution services, That might actually be useful. Again, it's up to you, but that might be useful. And then so that's the only one. The secure checking offers the ID theft. None of the others do. Then they give you can personalize your debit card. You can put your picture or your puppy's picture on your debit card. Okay. None of them earn interest except for the prestige checking. So that's the top tier checking account through this bank. Opening deposits, you're looking at $100 for all of them. Monthly maintenance fees, we've already talked about those, but the bottom one, you can waive it, and the top one, you can waive it. The middle one, you cannot waive it. Okay, I want to show y'all. Then they got online banking, so I mean that's I don't know much about their app, but I'm probably assuming their app's pretty good. Most of the banks generally the app is pretty good. Okay, right here. In this fine text, 1. Message and data rates may be applied. Such charges, okay, that doesn't really matter. 2. Up to a maximum of 5 ATM foreign transactions per month. So if you're overseas a lot and you need to access cash constantly through an ATM, you only get 5 of those a month, and that's it. So if you're overseas and you need to access cash, these checking accounts might not be the best thing. Additional replacement cards may be subject to a fee. So you keep losing your cards or tearing them up or somebody steals them, you might have to pay for a new one. Okay, terms and conditions apply. See secure checking start, yada yada yada. To waive the monthly maintenance fee for the basic checking, sign up for e-statements, set up a direct deposit, or have $10,000 in total combined deposit balance. Account holders 17 and under. We already went over that. That's for the bottom tier checking account. For the top tier checking account, again, the prestige checking, you got to hold $1,000 in there every single day or more. Okay. Number 7, mortgage must be auto drafted from First United Bank checking account. Applies to secondary market mortgage loan only. So if you got a mortgage through them, I'm assuming this would be something you would want to talk to the banker about. You'd want to ask questions about this. But I'm assuming they automatically would pull the mortgage payment from the account. Again, you'd have to check into it and read into it, but that's what it sounds like. Okay. For those replacement cards that they can subject you to a fee, here's how much the fee is. $9.95 per card. So every time you lose your debit card, they can charge you basically $10 per card. And activation and registration required. Well, that's with any card. So that's that. Let's see if we can dig up a little bit more information. Let's click right here. Okay, and this is all the things that this account offers. Yada yada yada. We've already went over most of this stuff. Mobile check deposit. This bank does allow mobile check deposit, so that's a nice thing. That's pretty handy. Okay, let's see down 5 fine print. Okay, we have found the fine print. Monthly service charge of $6.95. $100 minimum opening deposit required. 1. Benefits are available to personal checking account owners, their joint account owners, and their eligible family members, subject to terms and conditions of applicable benefits. Some benefits require authentication, registration, and/or activation. Benefits are not available to a signer on the account who is not the account owner, or to business, clubs, trusts, organizations, and/or churches and their family members, or schools and their employees or students. Members include your spouse, persons qualifying as a domestic partner, and children under 25 years of age, and parents of the account holder who are residents of the same household. Two. Okay, so there's that. Two, special program notes. The descriptions herein are summaries only and do not include all terms, conditions, and exclusions and benefits described. Please refer to the actual guide to benefit and/or insurance documents for complete details of coverage and exclusion. Okay, here they're talking about that cell phone insurance that they was telling you about. Coverage is offered through the company named in the guide, benefit, or on the certificate of insurance. Insurance products are not insured by FDIC or any federal government agency, nor a deposit of guaranteed by the bank or any bank affiliate. The credit score that they give you through this second tier, this tier 2 checking account, is the Vantage Score 3.0, based on a single credit bureau data. Third parties may use different Vantage Score or a different type of credit score to access your credit worthiness. Again, why you need this when you can go to Credit Karma or Credit Sesame for free without paying $6.95? Who knows? But they're offering it to you. Maybe it's handy. Credit file monitoring may take several days to begin following activation. Well, that's kind of a given. Cellular bill. Okay, in order to get the cell phone benefits through this checking account, cellular bill must be paid through First United Bank secured checking account. Does not include lost devices. For stolen devices, a police report is required. Coverage applies on up to 4 phones on cellular bill. 2 claims per 12-month period, up to $400 per claim with a $50 deductible. So there's the information on that. Message and data rates may be applied. Activation or registration required. Okay, replacement debit cards, $9.95 per card. 5 foreign transactions. Mortgage must be auto draft through First United. We already read that. Additional replacement cards may be subject to the $9.95 fee. Okay, so that is the middle one. Okay, let's go back and let's click right here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the Prestige checking account. This one earns interest. This is the only checking account that they offer that earns interest, to my knowledge. Okay, they give you all the same stuff based on tiered rates. So the interest rate you get is based on a tier system. Okay, based on tiered rate. Okay, 0 to $24,999, and then there's a second tier of $25,000 to $500K plus. 1. Maintain minimum daily balance of $1,000 to avoid the monthly service charge. You can only have 5 ATM foreign transactions per month. It's just like the other one. Message and data rates. Additional replacement cards, and they're going to charge you $9.95 per card. Mortgage and activation registration required. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so that pretty well wraps it up here. But I wanted to do a video on kind of smaller, more localized banks and the kind of stuff that they offer. Because some of y'all, quite frankly, may be like, well, I don't want to put my money into a big mega bank. And half the time, the big mega banks ain't doing what I like anyway, so I'd rather give my money to a smaller bank. So here's an example of a smaller bank in the kind of northeastern Texas and the southeastern Oklahoma area that maybe some of y'all want to look into if you don't want to be dealing with the huge mega banks and them possibly doing things that you don't like. Maybe this bank is more in line with your values. So the smaller banks definitely have their merits, but you have to do a lot more reading the fine print because a lot of times they'll charge for things that you wouldn't think they would charge for. But with that being said, y'all, there's a lot of information on these accounts that I could not find through the website. So be very aware of that. But with that being said, y'all, I'm going to end the video and I will see y'all on the next one. Take care, y'all.